The Wednesday Sports Talk Show, hosted by Edward Hall, and co-hosted by yours truly, me, Mark Gregory. No, not yours truly. That just sounded pretty good. But Edward's got a good show lined out for tonight. Of course, he's in the background doing the whole sharing it to different pages, and I believe he got her done pretty quick tonight. So he's back. So the floor is yours, Edward.
Well, like you see there, we got Decimal Hauling hopefully coming on here shortly, but we're going to start things off a little different. So, Mark, we're just going to, since last time, let us know how your weeks went.
Ah, so far it's been mostly about work, 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 and not like growing up and having to work all the time. Been on a few bus trips. Took the Whitley County girls softball team to Wayne County. Uh, Whitley's a young and they're getting there. And Wayne County is a pretty good solid squad down there. Good little drive. And of course, been fighting the weather and the storms here all week. Plus, last night, with the Corbin and uh, covered the tennis matchup down there between Corbin and Whitley. And athletes all over the place. I mean, just on the boys and girls sides both. I mean, just them kids not tiring and doing things that I wish I could do. And the game of tennis, you have to be so athletic, so coordinated, so uh, they're just so much more than just hitting that ball over the net. And the more I watch it, the more I learn from it. And I believe I was told that I think Corbin might have won the overall. Corbin's got a really, really good tennis tradition. Again, I'm learning a lot of this as I go. And, of course, they'll have their district, the region, and individual teams, stuff like that. There's quite a bit of tennis left, and excited to see what direction that would go. And then, of course, today a thing called work again. So it's all about work, 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 and just you know, we love what we're doing here, and but then we got the other thing called a job, and it just as well as you, Edward, it sort of limits you to what you truly want to do at times.
Absolutely. That's just, work. It works, work. But, I got to see some good softball action Monday. Then I got to go see Bell County and Harlan play Tuesday. And I'm at least going to try to make it out, hopefully, at least one more time this week. But, the weather puts a damper in about everything, some wet conditions and some places have still got dirt and it's hard to play your games on the dirt. But Mark, while we're waiting to see if our other guest is going to be able to make it, we're going to start things out a little bit different today. We're going to go ahead and start out with the top five must see, and we'll go ahead and start off with the baseball side of things. Are you ready?
I'm ready,
Most anticipated graphic of all time.
as you say.
I've had people from Mars, Canada, China, everywhere hitting me up wanting to know when I was going to re-release these. So, but all right, if you're ready.
I'm ready.
So your Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media top five must see is Cole from Taylor County with a 0 ERA still, Mark.
Mhm.
And then you got Aaron Pennington from Rawlin County with 14 doubles. And I'm pretty sure he was number one in the state at the time. Then you got Kip Allen from Whitley County with a .66 ERA. You got Brady from Ashland with 10 home runs. and then you got Rowan Burton from North Bullet with 38 RBIs.
Well, we've had Cole on the show and know what kind of individual he is, and I believe we've had Kip Allen. I don't know this year, but I believe we've had him on previous years. Know what kind of player he is also, and I'm gonna bounce to um, the Whitley County there and what they're doing. Um, I believe they've already got the district wrapped up, and what that they've did so far this season is sort of remarkable. Um, the talent on that team is undeniable, just unreal. I mean, from top to bottom. I mean, yeah, us as media, we could say what's the most talented team in the state of Kentucky from top to bottom. Arguably, it's hard to put up a case that one team is as talented from top to bottom as the Whitley County. But you know, like some teams across the state might be top heavy or bottom heavy, but I'm talking from 1 through 9, as complete of a team as I've covered, maybe ever. And I know that Whitley just recently won the state championship. It was really really solid that year, and was a great team. And this team, um, there's really no ceiling for this team. This team, and and the one thing about sports too, Edward, and I'm sure that you would understand, and the best team don't always win. I mean, Whitley, as great as they are, anybody on that coaching staff would tell you they still have to take it one game at a time. But I'm just telling you, us as media, we can harp that up, we can build that up, and it's hard not to look at this team and know that this team is destined for something special, and it's all in place for them. They got a great coaching staff. They got one of the best support systems that you'll ever know, and they've got great players. It's all there, and honestly, just like I said a bit ago, I don't think there's a ceiling for this team. I think that uh, anybody to have to deal with the Whitley County is going to have to deal with them, and that's one thing that is going to be tough for anybody, not just around this area, but statewide also.
Absolutely. And before we go on to our next one, it looks like our guest has made it to the green room. So are you ready to bring her on?
Yeah, I'm ready. I don't know if she's made. I don't see her yet. I see a box there. I don't know if she has completed She might be. No, there she is. I think I see her now. You know, I've always said for years we put these star athletes in our so-called green room back there. We should at least have a buffet or some kind of little um and Jimmy Grubb said we play them next week, and I know we are in a 4 or 5. Uh, there's great talent all over the place for sure, and that'd be a good game to go and watch too, Edward.
Yes, it would. So, first off, I want to thank you for taking your time to come on and chit chat with me and Mark for a little bit.
It's no problem. I'm glad to be on here.
So, first off, before I get you over to Mark, I just want to get your thoughts on how your season's shaping up so far.
It's going pretty well. I think we're all kind of working as a team better now. At first, it's a little rocky because whole new infield, a lot of new faces, but we're really working together now as a unit, and I think the stats prove that too, and the wins prove that we're just doing a lot better as a team.
Absolutely. But Mark, I know you got to see them firsthand there the other day, so floor's yours.
Well, every time I go to North and Tessa might get me in a headlock for this, I'm a graduate from Laura County myself, but when I went to school, it was like one school then. I'm so old. We only had one school then. We didn't have the North and the South, but the school I actually graduated from is a school that's called South Laurel now. So, I officially call myself a Laurel County, not a North or a South. So, hopefully she don't get me in a headlock for that. Being a grad, can I
I
say I'm
guess
a
we'll let it
grad?
pass.
Can I say I'm a graduate from Laura County? And would that keep us friends instead of saying
Yep,
so?
totally.
Okay, okay. But but no, every time I go online, it's home to me, and just go down there. And of course, when I go to North Florida, I'm always treated the best of the best. And Tess, I don't want to embarrass you, but you help me. We know the story. I'm running around there like a lost puppy dog, and you got me some players and stuff like that. You got me back on my feet, so then Edward didn't holler at me. He didn't get no interviews or no pictures, and Edward would have hollered at me. So you saved me. So I do want to thank you for that for sure.
You're welcome. It's no problem.
But every time I see North, I know that they always, they put it on the line every game. And just, I first got to ask you about, your thoughts about Coach Edwards. I love him to death, and when I first started this whole ordeal about trying to cover softball, baseball more, and me and some other guys grouped together. We started a deal about baseball and softball shows, and I don't say we was the first, but we was probably pretty close to it. And I can specifically remember two coaches that come to the forefront. One of them was Coach Edwards. About anything you need, Mark, you come to me. Anything you need, because he was wanting Yuns to be promoted, and he was wanting Yuns to be put out there. He's a great guy. But tell us a little bit about Coach.
He's all right, I guess. Yeah, in all actuality, he's a very good coach, very good person. He does a lot for us that you won't see around, especially in the 13th region. He does a lot of things, like he goes and scouts beforehand and goes in, just does everything that he can. We have the best top of the line gear. We have the best cards. We have the best stats. And it's all because of him. And we all work hard. And then we have so many privileges that you won't see in other counties that are in our region. And we're just so blessed to have Chris because he's positive most of the time, and he's always just rooting for us and always trying to help us in any way that he can. So he's the best.
Absolutely, yeah, I love him to death. I cannot say enough about him. But um, when you think about North Laurel, Ian was the first to again, I have a relaxed brain, but the first to 900 wins, right? And just here recently, which is probably the first school in the state of Kentucky to reach that milestone. And what we know the standard of North Laurel, and I've got to ask you this: when teams face North Laurel, they they a lot of it's like how can I put it, like David versus Goliath, but you're like the Goliath, and everybody's like the trying to knock you off. How would you rather be like a favorite every game and everybody trying to beat you, or would you like to every now and then go in as an underdog?
We have been the underdog this year a few times, and it's cool to go in and just prove everyone wrong. Like, we're not just some hick team from southeastern Kentucky. We are somebody, and we are going to stand on that because we are a good team and we all work together. But at the same time, it's good when people know you're good. You got that good feeling, but it's like when you're up there and you're top dog and you get kicked down, it's like, but you can still be beat. You can still be beat, and you need to understand that even though you're good, there are other teams out there that are better. So I think that helps us to continue fighting for everyone that we have and just continue working together and wanting to get better. So it's kind of a mutual relationship, I would say, that one hand it's good on one side and the other hand it's good on the other side. It's just kind of a balance of both.
Absolutely. Um, I, I watched one of your teammates. Again, I don't want to embarrass her. She tomahawked the ball pretty good, and I know you hit the ball pretty good yourself. And especially when you get a hold of one. Has anybody ever even got? Has anybody hit that highway over there, or maybe thought they might have hit it over there? Might got a hold of
No,
one really really good.
no.
I was wondering because I've seen some rocket shots come off the bats at times, but you know you got a very nice facility. I always love how beautiful your field is, baseball, football. It's all beautiful up there at North Floral. Um, just off the top of your head, other places that you played at, what places do you actually like playing at? Do you think, or I'm not going to say as pretty, but nice looking fields that you enjoy playing at?
Corbin is probably the one that is my favorite to play on. I like the mound. I like how it looks. I like how it's like a little bit isolated from the school, so it's not right on top of it. But at the same time, you can see the school. It's just really pretty. And then the baseball field is not on top of it either. It's kind of in its own area. I just really like how it's set up there.
Yeah, I do too. I was actually at Corbin last night, watching some tennis up there. So yeah, the tennis court and softball field's pretty close together there. I really like that setup too. Um, we know what your team goal is, and like I've interviewed others, everybody's team goes. You want to be the last team standing. You want to be up Lexington, get the last out, celebrating the state championship. I'm sure that's your ultimate team goal. What's it going to take to get to that?
Really just working together. And I think we've seen it at South that our pitching is like really good, but at the same time, pitching's not going to do everything for you because the goal of a pitcher is to create playable balls. And Kaylee did very, very good, and but so did the other pitcher for the other team, the young Messer girl. She did really good too. So you rely on your offense and your defense. One for your defense to make plays, support your pitcher, and two for your offense to help you when you're down, or either you're just playing a good team like how we played South. So I think that if we continue to work together like we did versus South, that we can achieve all the goals that we want. We cannot get down on ourselves, and we really just need to stay together as a team and as a family.
So, I'm thinking I'm already know the answer to this, the cross South rivalry. We already know all about that. Is South the team that you look forward to playing the most each year, or another team in there that you might look forward to playing more?
In our region,
Just region, district, anywhere, or statewide.
I mean, it's very fun to play South. It is, but we've played them a lot. So for me personally, like one of my favorite games this year was like West Jazz, and I really wanted to play West Jasmine because they're a very good team. They're ranked, and I wanted to beat them, and I think everyone else on the team did too. And then I got a few personal games that I'm looking forward to. Personal like get backs, but at the same time, I just think it's personal preference. But in our district, in our region, I'd say. South is probably one of my favorites. Corbin, definitely. Love playing Corbin. I just like the energy that we bring to it. And because they're a very good competition, but also they're respectful. There's a lot of teams in our region that can kind of go hand in hand on if they're going to be respectful or not. So I like that about Corbin, about how they're good competition, but they are respectful at the same time. Um, yeah, that's about it for our region that I'm like really excited to play each year.
See, I was almost right, so I think I know it pretty good. But Edward, I've probably got 1,000 questions, and she's probably wanting to get some rest and stuff.
Well, speaking of West Jasmine, if I ain't mistaken, Mark, we actually got to see
Yeah,
them firsthand also.
they're really
So
good.
they are the real deal. And speaking of real deal, it looks like you've still got a whole list of hard matchups still left to come. And if I ain't mistaken, I think Monday you travel to Montgomery County to play them. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
So have you had a chance to play them this season yet, or is this going to be your first time going against them?
We have played them this year. We played them in the Mary Hines Little Classic down in Corbin. We played them, and I think we beat them 11-4 or something like that. Oh, what? 15-5. But
So
there again, they didn't throw their number one because they're saving her for the next day. Do I think we'll have any trouble with their number one? No, not if we play like I know we can play. but it just depends on how we come out that day. And there again, back to what I said, that your offense, if your offense isn't on, your defense has to be really on. And I feel like with our team, it's like sometimes if we're not on one side, the other side is really on. Does that make sense? Or and then there's like good games like South where we're both on. So it's just like if we can mesh together, especially here at like postseason, I think we're gonna be like really dominant.
So I'm a big stat guy, because that's about all I can do anymore. If I got out there and tried to hit the softball and throw the softball like you all do, I'd probably throw my arm out or I'd throw the bat farther than I would the softball. So I got to ask you, what did you do in the off season to get yourself to the point that you're at right now?
I did not play volleyball this year, and I just really honed in on like strength training. My father is very big on stuff like that, especially with like physical fitness. So I get a lot of it from him. And then anybody that knows me knows that I'm big on nutrition too. I mean, Chris and Ben, they make fun of me. They're like, "What are you gonna get to eat? Apples and peanut butter?" Like I'm really strict on my diet, but really just hard work and determination. Knowing I had a goal that I wanted to hit 60 by the time that I got back to my junior year. Because last year I was like 54, 55, 56. And this year I'm consistently 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. So just having that big jump, I really wanted. That was my main goal. That especially like my whole childhood, I've always wanted to hit 60. And now that I've hit 60, I'm like, well, if I've hit 60, I can hit 65. Like I'm really close, and I'm really determined because I want to be the best that I can be, like of just myself. It's not for anybody else. It's just for myself because I know that I want to be the best that I can.
Absolutely. See, I
And,
love that
and,
right there.
she's talking about healthy eating, and I'm sitting there gouging myself with Skittles. So yeah,
See,
I could
Mark,
learn.
you could take some.
I could
Yeah, there
learn
you
from
go.
Tessa. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You know that was well said. I love the fact about the determination, and once you hit the goal, you didn't settle. You set another goal. You reached that one. Now you're setting another goal. I love the determination factor. You don't see that a whole lot anymore. Everybody sets a goal, and once they reach it, most of the time nobody resets a goal. Because I
Well,
can tell you that was the way with me when I set my goals up. That's where I kind of stopped at.
the one thing, and since I don't, I hope I'm not embarrassing you, but us as media, we're allowed to blow you up. I know you're all about team and stuff like that. We all know about that. But one thing that really catches my attention about Tessa is that she is a cool customer out there. I don't. Uh, do you ever? Does any game that you go into, are you ever nervous? Or are you just as calm as you look on the mound each and every time? Is that, or do you just hide the nerves good?
Over the years, I've really tried to like morph into having that poker face because my mom is a big stickler about that, about how she always had a poker face and about how I need to have one because it's not good to show your emotions, especially as a pitcher. I mean, you see all these collegiate pitchers and they're not out there on the mound having a pity party. So I set that goal for myself too. But there have been a lot of games, well, not a lot of games. There have been a few games where I have fell apart because I'm human at the end of the day. But I always feel like, especially I fell down. What was the game Saturday? The Southwestern. I did not have a good game. I had a bad attitude. I did not play well. I was just feeling sorry for myself. I was being a baby, and I'm like, okay, this has got to stop. You need to apologize to your team. You need to move on and do better the next day because you got South. You cannot like be sulking about this game. You got to move on. You got to do good because we're playing South Monday. I mean, it's a new game. It's a new day. There's nothing you can do about the past. Only what you can do in the future. And I feel like I mean, I'm not the best person out there, but as a leader on this team, I was like, that has got to stop. You cannot do that. Yes, you're human, but it does not need to happen again. I just hold myself to a high standard because I know I'm a leader on this team. I mean, there's only three upperclassmen. There's a whole lot of underclassmen. So I know that I have to be a role model, especially for these seventh and eighth graders. So when I saw myself do that on Saturday, I was like, no, 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 no. But I have fell apart on a few games. But it's just really about for me how you come back the next game.
Yeah, Tessa, I'm 52-year old, and I can learn from your words. And that's the truth. And I I need to live by what you just said, and what you said before also, and a lot of people should really take their words and try to run with that, and I mean, personally myself, there's even at my age, I could learn from that. So hats off to you. You're light years above your age.
Thank you so much.
So I'm gonna have to ask you this. This is one of my favorite questions for all the younger student athletes that is watching this show and will watch this show. What is some type of advice you'll give them to be able to basically perform at the level you're performing at right now?
Do not give up. It doesn't matter what gets said to you, because I know there's been a lot of things said to me in the past, and not a lot of people have thought that I would be the player that I am today. But do not give up. Continue to grind, continue to work, because at the end of the day, you are the determination of your future. Nobody else has a say in what you are and what you can be. And I've seen it especially with the little eighth grader pitcher, Alex Allen. She's really good, especially for her age. And I looked at her the other day and I said, keep grinding. Because that's been my whole life. I mean, both my parents, they hard workers, very hard workers. So I've learned from them that if you want something in life, you got to work for it. It's not going to be handed to you. And especially throughout my story, I was never the best player ever. I was always the worst player. I'm talking you. I am down, sitting the bench every other inning, ninth hitter, ninth, 10th hitter every single game. So I knew that I wasn't going to get handed to me, but I wanted to be good. I wanted to be like, I looked up to the five seniors last year so much because they were awesome, both as just individuals and as players. So, like, I strive to be the best person I can be, as I've said, and then just, grind it out. So, you do not need to change who you are for someone else. Be the person you want to be and achieve the goals and dreams that you want to achieve.
Actually, that was well said.
You, you know, uh, you're a great athlete. I don't know if you've ever been told this. Hey, you're a great athlete, but you would be one heck of a motivational speaker for a lot of people.
Thank you
Uh,
so much.
yes, when you speak, and I'm a judge. I'm a judge of good character. I can tell this stuff is really coming from your heart. You're just not just coming off the tongue with this. You really mean these words, and these words are powerful. And a lot of people can learn from you and learn from what you've even said tonight. And wow, I mean, Edward, I know you agree with me on that. Just wow,
Oh, I agree with you 100%.
yeah, yeah. But now
Thank
you,
you.
So before I get you back over to Mark, I got to ask you. I know you pitch and you also bat. Which one do you lean towards that you like the most? Do you like that feeling of striking somebody out, or do you like that feeling of knowing that you just got a couple RBIs or you just knocked it over the fence? Which one do you like the most?
This year, definitely pitching. I feel like I'm more dominant in the circle than I ever have been in my whole life, and I get a lot of anxiety when I'm in the box. I mean, anybody knows that knows me knows that I have bad anxiety, especially when I step into the box. But it's really been my challenge this year to battle it, and I feel throughout the season I've got better and better and better, just trying to be the best version of myself that I can be. But I feel like this year I've been so much more confident pitching. I mean, a lot of my teammates will come up to me and be like, "I just feel like you're so much more confident this year. Like, how have you just went from this person last year to a completely different person this year?" And it's not like that magic switch. That magic switch. Nobody's got that magic wand. You got to work and work and work to build up your confidence and to escape that anxiety like I have to really just, be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that's what I did pitching. And now I'm really working towards that when I step into the box too, because I've achieved that goal pitching. And now I really want to achieve that goal in the box too.
Absolutely. But Mark,
um, I got to tell another little story tidbit on you there about the game there the other day. I mean, she had pitched against a really good Corbin team that, that it went back and forth. Corbin didn't lay down. It was a really hard fought battle for North, but North pulled it out at the end, and this and that, and Tessa all locked in on the game. And after the game, when I'm hunting, for some players and this and that, and when she comes up to me, biggest smile ever was on her face. I mean, I could tell that, she had left that part on the field, and then you get to see a different side of her after the game. And Tessa, is it like, am I right about you on that? Like you leave that part there, and like you get a different part off that mound, or am I right
Um, well, a wise woman once said to me,
good word.
aka my
Very,
mother,
very wise woman. Very wise. Yeah,
that once you let go of that ball, there's no going back. The past is in the past. You got
yeah,
to worry about the next play, the next at bat,
yeah,
the next game. You can't focus on that strikeout or that home run that was sit off of you. You just
yeah,
really got to focus on the next play. And when I'm on the mound, I'm just thinking about it. It's okay. It's okay. It's all in God's timing. It's all in God's plan. And I'm very religious, especially when it comes to like sports. Yeah, I mean, we all have our moments, but I feel like for the most part, I'm very much relied upon God because He's my top idol. He's the one that I'm worshiping throughout everything in my life. And I know that it's in God's plan. So if somebody hits a home run off of me, I promise you there's something I can learn from that. I promise you that God has a plan for that because everything is in God's timing and in God's plan. So just really, I gotta stay locked in. Really, just stay locked in on the mound and don't let anything get to you. I mean, I don't care if I'm getting run rolled. I'm gonna try my best to have a poker face.
yeah. And just again, I thank you and your mom for the help there the other night, and I understand Yins got the win. Yins was like, I'm sure Yins was wanting just skedaddle out there, get out there. It's a big win for you. It'd be for your families, and I just spoke up a little earlier. I sort of let you all get away from me too quick, but you and your mom definitely saved the day for me. So I gotta admit that. Um, gotta ask you one other thing too, and a little bit on the funny side. Are you into like Kentucky basketball? Any? Do you follow them or been keeping up?
Mm, no.
Well, well, I was going to ask you to give Big Blue Nation some kind of motivational speech that our basketball team will be okay. Quit worrying about losing the number one guy and all that stuff. Will be. I figure you give them some kind of to try to pick them back up or something.
Go Cats. That's all I got.
uh, no, but you spoke about volleyball, and you're anybody that knows you knows that you're a really good student athlete. Um, whenever it's time for you to make that choice next level, um, if a coach come to you, hey, would you do another sport other than softball? Would that be something you'd be willing to do?
I'm kind of battling that right now because I didn't play volleyball last year, but I'm thinking about maybe playing it this year because of certain things that I don't want to
Yeah,
discuss.
yeah,
But I love volleyball. I do. But at this point in time, I don't know if I'm willing to sacrifice all the progress that I made for softball because I've seen over the off season how much I've grew. I don't know yet for sure if I'm willing to give up that off season just yet. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've got my mind made up on what I'm gonna do, but you can't always be 100% on everything. So, but right now it's kind of 80-20, I'd say.
So is it softball or is it fast pitch? You, I mean, what do you like calling it?
Oh, it's definitely softball.
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm softball too. Maybe you could help me out because I got a relaxed brain. Where did fast pitch even come from? Is that?
I
I
think
mean,
after slow pitch was done in like what the 90s or something, and they
yeah,
didn't loop the ball like this every single time, and it started going straight, and it was a whole lot faster. That's how they got fast pitch, California or something like that.
that makes sense. Hmm. But thank you for your time, and again, thank you for you and your mom, especially giving me the help you did there the other night, and just all of North Laurel Nation up there always makes me feel welcome up there, and absolutely, we I've covered you many, many, many years at these state tournaments, and I know I know you take it one game at a time, and I know that that's again your team goal to get right back up there again, and just I'm sure I'm gonna be seeing you again. If it ain't this year, next year. I mean, North Laurel's always going to be there. North Laurel's been there from the first year to now. It's like it's not a program that rebuilds. It's I would say you just reload every year. You just have top quality talent, and
I know Chris Edwards when I hear him. That's totally him.
I might stole some of that from him. I better keep quiet. But again, want to personally thank you uh, for coming on. I know you got better things to do on a Wednesday night than sitting here jabbering to us for half an hour, but I know you got this thing called school and life, and but do but do appreciate you. I want to wish you personally the best of luck, and me as media, I can do that. I know you're about team. But I want to wish you the best of luck. You personally, you got a great head on your shoulders. You got a great family. You got great support staff. You got a lot of people who love you. It everything's right on track for you, and I know that you're going to do a lot of special things later on in life, and I just know it in my heart. But want to wish you the best of luck and wish your team the best of luck.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity.
And I just want to piggyback off him. I just want to wish you and your team the best of luck. And from everything I've seen, you're killing it. Your team's killing it. And, just keep doing what y'all are doing. And thank you for taking your time.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
That's a good interview. The stuff she said. Let's be honest. A lot of people could live by that. I mean, I need to live by some of the stuff that she said. Even when this show's off, I'm gonna replay it. Yeah, I just some of that stuff that she said. If that don't motivate you and just want you to be a better version of yourself, then what will? What will? I mean, from what I heard this young lady tell me, tell not me, but tell the audience and tell us, makes me want to be a better version of myself. It gives me a more of a motivation. Hey, I could be better tomorrow. I could be better the next day. I could be better the next day. Even at my age, I can still be better. And when you hear somebody as young as that saying those type of powerful words, if they don't get the hair standing up on your arms, nothing will. And this that of course, he's a special gifted, student athlete. But with that kind of energy and all that kind of powerful vocabulary, this young lady could use that sport for many, many, many other things, and and, and whatever she decides to go on down the road, I mean, people are going to follow her. She's going to be a leading type of person, and people's going to follow her, and they're going to. I don't know the words for it. Maybe you could correct me on some big words here.
I have no idea, Mark. I
But
can't
but
pronounce big words.
but but it just you know you could tell when she's talking that it's coming from her heart, and when it comes from her heart, it makes people believe. And she could make a lot of people believe because I mean, like I said, when I was hearing her say some of that stuff, my hair was standing up. I mean, you really don't hear that from a lot of these from a lot of I'm not going to say kids, young women or men like her. I mean, and it's off. What interview? That was a very powerful interview, very powerful. And like I said, now I don't know. I'm about ready to run through a wall. I'm just I don't know. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Absolutely. So before we jump over to the top five must see in softball, we're going to do a quick commercial, thanking our sponsors.
The team at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media wants to take the time to thank our sponsors, Bryant Family Medicine and Heather Martinez Realtor. We also want to thank our support staff, Valerie Rutherford, Allison Messer, Larry Spicer, Addison Sloan, John North, Shane Shackford, and last but not least, Keisha Ambergy. With the support of our fine sponsors, our dedicated staff, and you, the members, we are all working on one goal, the promotion of student athletes. With this team, we can't miss.
Well,
Hi, I'm Heather Martinez, active community member and your realtor. Give me a call or text 606 344 0217, or you can reach me by email heather.martinezrealtor@gmail.com.
all right, Mark, you ready?
Yeah, you know what? We looked at them commercials, and then I'll hush up about Tesla. You know, there's a lot of money to be made in like motivational speaking and stuff like that. I mean, I know she's got an athletic career that she's working for, but there's a you know motivational speaking is a big thing, and that's a nationwide thing. And I'm telling you, maybe she can do half and half. Play sports and still go around, just going to schools and and talking to kids, and just you know there's power there. There's a lot of power there. Yeah, I just thought to say that, but we'll go on. The show must go on.
All right, your Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media top five must see in softball is McLean Hudson from South Warren with 20 home runs. You got Michaela Shepard from Perry County Central with 35 RBIs and 5 home runs. Chloe Reed from Bellevue with 38 stolen bases, and if I ain't mistaken, it's 38 for 38. Then you got Harmony Richardson from Casey County with 157 strikes. Then you got Molly from Belfry with 179 strikes and 11 home runs, Mark.
Well, but still on your list, I've had two of them personally on the show, and great interviews, both of them. McLean, what this girl's done is simply short of amazing. With with what South Florida's doing, beating some of the best teams in the country. Her playing for the under 18 Olympics, her making all world team. I think she's committed to Florida State. Um, and South Florida's another one of them that year in year out, like North, they're really really good. I mean, maybe one of these days we'll take the time on or like like when you think of college basketball, you think of Kentucky, Duke, and North Carolina. Like when you think of softball, I mean, probably you would think of the South Horns, the North Laurels, of course, and what Henderson counties. I mean, there's always good teams, and then there's just some teams that are there every year, and yeah, but she's a big reason why. Harmony was a great interview, and we do that coming in. But now the other ones, now you know me, Edward. I'm gonna have to look into them a little bit more thoroughly, and uh, might be coming to a show near you pretty soon.
Well, I've actually got to see every one of these but one in action. Firsthand, I've got to see every one of them. I've got to see McLean at the state tournament. I've got to see Michaela Shepard, at Perry County. I got to see her at Rock Castle County, and then I've got to see Harmony Richardson up there at Somerset. I've seen Molly play up at Perry County Central. The only one I haven't had a chance to see, but looking at some stats and some highlights that I've got sent to me, I got to see a little bit of Chloe, but I haven't got to see her firsthand. But, Mark, every good thing must come to an end. So I'm going to get your final thoughts.
Well, right now I'm eating a mouthful of Skittles, which is pretty good. Probably my third pack since the show started, but just a great show, and you always put together a good show. Um, I'm gonna get way off topic. Yeah, and not about high school. I'm gonna go to college sports real quick. Kentucky basketball, and Shane Shackler, a good friend of ours, made a great post last night. You know, to Big Blue Nation, just his thoughts on how things go, and Shane, he knows his stuff, and I loved what his posts, and you not saying enough about what Shane has did to help us on the way too. But I guess if I had my little um, thought to Big Blue Nation, I mean, yeah, we lost the number one recruit in the country. It's not the end of the world. We still have to get up tomorrow. We still have to pay our bills. We still have to work. And sometimes, Edward, you know this in sports just as well as me. You got to sit back and you got to trust the process. You know, and I'm sure that the Kentucky alumni, Mark Pope, all them, they've got Plan B, Plan C, Plan D. Kentucky basketball will always be Kentucky basketball. But that's about all I'll say to Big Blue Nation. Just trust the process.
But, I'm going to leave you with this like I do every Wednesday. Go out and support these student athletes. We just had a great student athlete on the day that, showed you the heart and determination that she has to be able to get better and lay it all on the line. So, all these student athletes would love to see their stands full, their stadiums packed. Go out there and see all the hard work, dedication that they put in, day out for the sport that they love. But from everybody here at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, I want to tell you good night and God bless.